3, 2, 1.
I think that was perfect.
I think that was fine. Okay.
We're gonna do another clap when we introduce the show, but
Okay. That's
are you in mono?
yes, I'm in mono.
Just in case, you never know.
Okay. All right. So here's my idea at the moment for
the YouTube
a live broadcast of this.
I like when you say live, you say live.
Live.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
Here's what we do.
Okay.
So I have OBS open right now, and I'm seeing in the settings, the broadcast settings, that you can select the streaming service you want, and one of them is YouTube.
Oh.
So that seems to indicate to me that it's possible to do this kind of like we do on Twitch.
But why would we need OBS if it's just our voice?
Well, I don't know how else to broadcast live on
YouTube Live. It's like there's like a group thing you can do. Hold on. Google Hangout, and then it's like a live. Hold on.
Google Hangout? What?
Yes, hold on. I looked at this before. That's not it.
YouTube stream key.
YouTube Live Podcast. 10 ways to use YouTube.
You need to be a YouTube partner to stream. So to get partnered, it's pretty easy nowadays. Okay.
Well, I don't think we have time to become.
All right. Well, we're gonna try. Go to your channel settings, and then features. Additional features. All right, our copyright status is at a smiley face,
That's good.
and our community
Is that good?
our community guideline status is also at a smiley face. So that probably means something.
I feel like there was a way to do this. Like, I remember hearing about Google Hangout
Live streaming.
Live.
I need to enable it, right?
Hangout on air. Yes, you do that.
Okay. They're gonna call my phone.
Yes.
All right. This is fun.
Okay, yeah, hold on, there's a way to do it. With YouTube Live, if you have Hangouts on air events, then you can start a Hangout, and yeah.
All right, I'm verifying with my. All right, did you hear that?
I heard the ding. Is that your phone?
All right. Yeah.
I don't think this is possible.
We're gonna do it.
Okay, but how are we gonna get the video to show up?
I don't think we're allowed to show the video.
This is hard.
3, 4, 9. Oh, I shouldn't say this out loud. I shouldn't. Hey, all right, our YouTube account is now verified.
Yeah.
And there is a live streaming checklist. Set up encoding software. Before you can start streaming on YouTube, you need to download encoding software and then set it up. Learn about live verified encoders in our guide to encoding. I think that's OBS, because we're just going to use OBS, because we already set that up. There sure is a lot to do.
Oh, good. I feel like there's a way to okay, so let's say our stream hosts the event, right? But then we can talk over that somehow. Shouldn't there be a way to do that?
Like we host it like you host on Twitch?
Yeah, we basically put their stream on ours, and then we can talk over it.
We could have it open on our end. Like we could use OBS and use a window capture.
That's really complicated.
Not really. It's the same as streaming a game, pretty much.
Okay.
Right,
Oh, no,
no.
I get it.
We're doing it. All right, that's how we're gonna do it.
But how are we both going to talk at the same time?
Hopefully, your audio will just appear on my end. Right?
Yeah! Well, like, how does my audio get to you, though? I don't understand how that works.
It's magic.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on.
I'm gonna look for Reddit questions for today while
Well, I'm doing it.
while you figure all this out.
Okay.
Oh god.
Just try. We need a title
For
the live
stream?
broadcast. TIMEBAT Show presents
the old switcheroo.
Oh, good. We're off to a really good start. This is like fire.
Is that a good name?
No, that's exactly what we needed.
Make sure to spell old like apostrophe OL. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, good idea. The old switcheroo.
I think we got something good going on here.
Look, you can even like link to it. You can see stream health.
Good. What's their stream health?
It's not at anything right now, but right, hang on. Alright, I am just gonna open a YouTube stream.
Readers of Reddit.
We're gonna watch the Southwest Florida Eagle cam.
Good. That's what I wanted to do.
Me too. It's not working yet.
You can't see the bald eagle.
I'm gonna need a second.
It's fine.
Hey, this looks pretty good.
So you're gonna like watch the video and
Live. No, this is gonna be a live broadcast, and I'm gonna send you the live link.
Okay, and then I'm gonna join in to it or something.
I'm not sure what happens after that.
That's the best part. We should do a test run first.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. I was just making
Yeah.
sure that we're all on the same page here.
No, I mean we're gonna go live, like, but it's a test live.
Just don't tell anyone about it.
Just don't say anything. Like, people could watch this.
Good.
We're live. Okay.
We are?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
You're live. I'm not live.
No, your audio is making the bar move.
Is what?
Your audio is making the audio bar move, so you're live too. Here, I'll send you the link.
How am I live? How
Here,
am I
go.
live? It
Go there.
doesn't make any sense. What?
We're live.
It doesn't make any sense, right?
It's the Eagle. It's Pritchett Real Estate. Open it.
Wow, this is working. I don't don't understand. I don't understand how this
Can you hear it?
Yes, I heard my voice. How does it work? I don't understand.
I told you it would work. This is great, isn't it? Do you see the eagle?
Yes, I see.
See, we're commenting. See, we're doing the commenting thing.
I don't understand how this is working, though.
You see, as the mother eagle is crouched over her.
How do you? What is happening? How did you do this? I still don't understand what happened. How do you have the eagle with us on the eagle?
It's the same as.
What did you do?
Wait, all right. I'm gonna minimize because this might. All right.
I'm sorry. I got really confused.
It's okay. Here. You're gonna see the screen change in just a second. Oh, I'm dropping frames.
Oh, drop. It's probably because there's so many things going on right now.
Yes.
I see the eagle.
Do you see him?
I see the eagle. I still don't understand. I still don't understand how this is working.
I mean, this is live. This is how we're gonna do it.
This is fantastic. I thought it'd be a lot more complicated.
We could theoretically do this to every episode.
Oh,
like the
no.
instant we start, we could just
don't
turn
do
this
that.
on.
We could turn the eagle on.
No, I mean,
Yeah, we could.
It could be like just a.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Because then, like, literally...
People could tune in.
And we're still recording on Audacity and all that stuff. We still have the podcast audio there, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, this is something we could actually sort of do every time.
Yeah.
It's something to think about.
No, I think we should definitely do it.
We could also...
What?
We could add our podcasts to this channel.
To our YouTube channel that you just made?
We've had this all along.
We have? Oh.
Yeah, we have a Google Plus account.
Well, how do we... We have all these accounts that I never knew we had. How do we...
That's social media.
How do we add audio there, though? That doesn't make sense. Like it's audio. I guess
I have to use that command line program.
Okay, hold on. We have to treat this like an episode. We got to explain what that thing was that you did that one time. Remember?
Okay, so like months ago, we were working on a different audio project for a forum.
Yes.
And we were trying to figure out how to store the audio on the internet because we didn't want to pay for hosting back then.
Even though we do now, but yeah.
Yeah, we do now, but back then we didn't. And so we thought maybe we'll put it on YouTube. And the solution was there's this crazy like command line video conversion audio video conversion tool called FFmpeg. And basically it takes an audio file and turns it into a video. It just uses a random image as the video.
You used like a smiley face
portion. Yeah, we used like an MS Paint smiley face.
It was perfect.
It was excellent.
It really sums up the show that we do here.
Do you see the eagle?
I see the eagle. I'm gonna
see.
Close
We could tweet this link onto the Twitter.
The Twitter.
And people could click this and watch it.
Don't do it now.
No, I mean this is great, but.
Okay, so we're gonna do. For those of you just tuning in, I can say that now because we're technically live, right?
Hey, look. I can even do stuff like this, like,
I don't know.
Hey there, guys.
Oh, you're like talking to our audience that we don't have.
A message. Yeah, wait and see if you'll see it.
Have you noticed that you have like a specific voice you do when you're like...
Talking as the eagle?
No, when you're like talking as like a third person, you're like, "Hey there, guys."
Yes, I'm aware.
I don't see your live chat thing.
You should. It's a notepad.
I don't see anything. Oh, there it
I
is.
see
Yeah,
it.
I see it. I see it.
So we could
Wow,
even.
look at you. Look at
Yeah,
you.
you
there.
can do all kinds of
All
stuff
right,
with
let's
this.
do let's do a really quick episode of this.
Okay.
For our traditional listeners, our Nebraska audience isn't gonna like the live stuff, probably. So for our traditional,
Yeah, they're probably a little too,
yeah, they're just keep it old school. They just do.
they're a little more conservative.
Yeah, they keep it old school.
Yeah.
So we'll just do a regular episode. We'll do a short one, and then later tonight at what time? 11 p.m. Is that too
Do you want to
late?
do it at like 10:30?
Yeah, like start it then.
Just to make sure we get ready.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll probably let's start it at 10:30, which is like 30 minutes prior, and we'll talk for 30 minutes lead up, and then we'll like watch the event live and blah 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 blah.
Do you know how long this event's gonna be?
I have no idea.
Like
it could be like 2 minutes. It also could be like
an hour.
An hour, yeah. It's hard to say.
They haven't announced that they're doing like a direct or something.
No, it's gonna be a live thing, and they're gonna talk about the Switch. I don't know. We don't know, man. We'll see.
It sounds fun. Should I leave this up while we do this?
Yes, you should. Actually, you should tweet it out.
Should I?
Yes,
sure?
I think you should. Well, maybe not. Hold on.
I mean, it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. I feel like I want some more questions first. Let me just get one more, and then you can tweet it out, and then we can do the show proper.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, do we have trivia?
No, we're skipping that today.
Okay, no trivia today.
We're just gonna do a couple of Reddit questions, and then whatever else strikes a fancy, and then be done.
I have a weird news story.
Oh, good. I don't have one yet. Okay, this is it. All right, I got them now. I got 4 good ones. Well, not really good ones, but good enough.
That's fine.
Tweet the thing out. Let's just do it. Whatever.
All right.
Do it on our Twitter.
All right.
I can really hear that keyboard jamming away.
Yeah, they're gonna learn to love that keyboard sound.
This is gonna be a very strange episode because we're kind of just improvising it here. I mean, we do that every episode, but like
we're really doing it.
This is more free form than I'm used to.
Yes.
This is like super free form. This might be our worst episode. That's okay.
It might be our best.
It's true.
All right, what should I make the tweet? And we're live.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great. Alright, you ready? We should, introduce the show proper now.
Okay, wait. I haven't tweeted.
Hold on. I'm waiting. We should do this every time, though.
All right, I tweeted it. Where people could.
All right, now you have to introduce it. Now people are watching right now.
Should we do the 3, 2, 1 like we always do?
No, we're good. I'm keeping the whole thing running. I'm going to upload this whole thing.
All right.
To the internet.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the TIMEBAT show. Thank you for putting up with us thus far in this quote, like air quote episode, air quote. My name is Bat Snacks.
Oh, and I'm Timey. And this is let's call this episode like 17.5. How about that?
Yeah, this is episode 17 Prime.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, 17 Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And later.
And we're here live on YouTube with an image. Well, not an image, a live video of a South Florida eagle and her
young
little baby eagle.
Yes.
And
it looks the same as we did when we turned it on.
Yeah. So, how's it going?
I'm doing well. We're gonna try another live episode later tonight with the Nintendo Switch event reveal, which may end up being a total wash, but we will find out. That's why we're doing this now. We're testing the waters, essentially.
Yes.
Right?
And it's sort of looking like this could maybe sort of work later.
Maybe sort of work later. So we're going to do a pretty short episode today. Well, it's already been 20 minutes since we started recording, so if you're watching this, or if you're listening to this on the internet, I'm sorry about the 20 minutes of random crap. It was probably somewhat entertaining, though.
I hope so.
So, what's going on with you? Anything new?
So, we tried to do this an hour earlier, but
You did, but you were sleeping.
right before we were about to start, I decided to just close my eyes for 5 minutes and just take it easy, and
an hour later.
I slept for an hour.
And I texted you like 8 times.
Yes, and you called, and I didn't hear any of it.
Which I thought you had set your phone to like. You have like a setting where like it doesn't do anything. Or something.
Yeah, I have a kill switch and I usually turn it on after work just so that I don't have to deal with anybody.
Yeah, I thought you'd done that. Like, oh, he's off the grid. We're not getting another episode ever again.
I mean, my phone was in my pocket, so it should have woken me up, but I don't know if it was because I was really asleep or if
I thought you were gonna like ghost me. Like basically, like I'm done with the podcast, but I'm not telling you.
I'm moving away. I'm going to Albuquerque.
And then like I will never hear from you again. And people will like, and then we'd get like cult status, right? As a podcast, because we only did like 17 episodes or so. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that's pretty optimistic, but
well, that's what happens with like old TV shows that have like a really short run.
Like Firefly.
Yeah. They get really popular after they're over because like, oh, they're not making any more. So that would happen. Yeah.
Like, wow, whatever happened to Bat Snacks? He disappeared that day.
Like, and I would make a like follow-up episode after you disappeared like 2 or 3 weeks later with just me, and it'd be very somber and be like, sorry, the podcast is canceled. I don't know what happened. But he didn't answer his phone one day, and I never heard from him again. And
we were supposed to do a show.
And then we'd be like on the news, well, not on the news, but we'd be like on some news websites, like the mysterious story of the TIMEBAT show. You know,
that would be great.
Unsolved mysteries.
So you know how a lot of cult films and TV shows, their user base has like a name that they call themselves. Like for Firefly fans call themselves Browncoats because
that's the,
what would our users call themselves?
I don't even want to like entertain that question.
No, I think we should. I think this might be a good question.
I don't know. It needs to be like catchy, you know, and it has to kind of relate to stuff we say.
How about?
I'm ready.
All the ones I'm thinking of don't really.
Just shout out the first thing on your mind, even if it doesn't make sense.
I think that my favorite joke we've ever made has been food, dude, and nude.
Nudies.
The nude dudes. That's our user base.
I feel like that would have some overlap with some other groups out there.
Yeah, but we would really own it, and whenever you heard nude dudes, you'd think of the TIMEBAT show.
Oh, good. That's exactly what I'd like to associate with our show. Nude dudes. We'd get a lot of like nudist Twitter followers or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be that would be great. I'm not going with that name. I'm not digging it. I'm not feeling it.
What else could we do?
We could do something off the name of the show, right? Baddies.
The Baddies. BADDIES.
No, not that. Never mind. I was going with TT, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I got nothing.
I mean, if it's nothing, the nude dudes is gonna stick.
Alright, well, I guess you've accidentally done it then. If we do ever gain something like that, it's gonna be that one.
Okay.
And then I will be pretty annoyed with you. I'll be like,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll be like one of those, you know how like some people have like a fan base, but they like don't like their fan base like at all?
Yeah.
Like that'll be me in that scenario, you know. Like really resentful, like you guys like us for the wrong reasons or something, you know. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I guess that's it then. Food. I don't like that, but that's fine.
I don't like it either.
You said you had a story to share on this episode.
Yeah, let me... Let me try something real quick.
Oh, great.
So
You have to bear with us because we're doing this
live.
We can say that now, remember?
The news story I have, I'll put it up on the live feed real quick.
Oh, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the story is robot kill switches and legal status. MEPs endorse AI proposal. Basically, the story is a European Parliament committee voted in favor of a report that would grant legal status to robots, categorizing them as electronic persons, and they would gain certain rights.
What? Where was this?
This was in Europe. I don't know where.
The EU or
in
whatever.
Europe. Yes.
Huh.
They're voting on it soon, and so some of the ones I'll give some of the things they're mentioning specifically. So some of the things they're saying is the most sophisticated autonomous robots could be established as having the status of electronic persons with specific rights and obligations, including that of making good any damage they cause. So, like, if a robot cuts your arm off, he needs to...
or crashes into your car or something.
Or crashes into your car, the robot is apparently legally obligated to make good on that damage if this is, done.
Right. Weird. So they're like persons almost. A subset of persons.
The rules also state a robot may not harm humanity or, by inaction, allow humanity to come to harm.
That's just Asimov's law.
Yes.
Does it really say that?
No, it really says that.
No, it doesn't. You're lying.
It does. No,
Really?
It's on the live feed. Look, there's a GIF of the Terminator movie right next to it.
I love how they're using the Terminator as like an example of like robots dealing harm to us. So that's actually part of the law, huh?
Yes.
The problem with that is that robots don't know they're doing any of these things.
So I think this is totally stupid and ridiculous. This is what happens when people that don't understand robots like watch too many movies and they have jobs as lawmakers. It's like
the robot doesn't know they're doing something wrong. They're not even sure. They don't even know they're doing anything.
They don't know.
They don't know anything. They don't know. They don't have a brain. So all this is doing is basically compelling the people that make the robots to ensure that the robots are able to detect when they've done something wrong and like rectify it. But the robot still doesn't know it's doing anything wrong. It's just following its programming. You know what I mean?
Okay, one of the people adds, a robot is not a human and will never be a human. A robot can show empathy but cannot feel empathy. Okay, she's on there, but she also says, where is it? I was reading it earlier.
Robots are not.
There will be a cooperation.
At this state, they're not humans.
They should be made to look emotionally dependent. You must never think that a robot is human, that he loves you or he is sad.
That's a law. That's going to be the law?
Yes.
What? That doesn't even make any sense. How are you going to, what? So robots aren't allowed to be sad.
They're not allowed to look sad.
But
of course they're never going to be sad, but
well, no. Okay, so this is completely clashing because on one end they're like, "Oh, robots have rights." But on the other end they're like, "But they're not allowed to be sad." Like you can't have if you're under the assumption that a robot can feel things and know things, then you got to allow them to be sad. But if you disregard the notion that they can feel things, which I'm doing, then the sad thing is it's an irrelevant point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just sounds like they watched a bunch of sci-fi movies and they're like, let's make some laws about robots. Without even thinking about it at all.
Yeah, they read a short story by Asimov. They watched iRobot.
Exactly. I know. I knew we were on the same page.
Yeah.
There. They watched iRobot too many times. They bought a book by Asimov and then skimmed it a little and then threw it away.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we need to write some robot laws. And then they did it. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Besides, we've already outlined in previous episodes how robots can attain personhood rights. Remember?
Yes.
They have to,
Well, they have to be really good at Go.
They have to be good at Go. They have to be able to write music.
And they have to be able to impersonate a 14-year-old Norwegian boy.
Yep, that's it. And once that happens, then we don't even have to think about laws until that happens. And it's not going to happen for a long time, so.
I mean, robots have already done those things, on their own.
Quiet. I mean, like, all together in a convincing package.
Yes. It needs to look like the iRobot robot.
And then,
in order
yes,
to pass.
That's true. The other thing is they have to be able to, like, do things without being prompted, right? So, like, in a robot situation where you're trying to, like, get it to pass, like, a Turing test or something, the robot is programmed specifically to know that it's going to get questions and it's supposed to respond with answers, right?
Yeah, it's like a stimulus response thing.
Yeah, it's like they have all the context they need in order to answer the questions correctly. A real robot, or a real AI that could, like, think about things should be able to not have to, like, switch modes of, like a programmer comes over and goes, all right, he's going to be in question and answer mode now. You know what I mean? Because that's not conscious. That's someone else is just flipping some switches. You know what I mean? Like, a real robot would need to be able to, like, oh, someone's talking to me. I need to go. I need to have a conversation. Or, oh, I'm playing Go now. I need to play Go now. Or, oh, I need to impersonate a boy for some reason. I need to write a song or whatever. They need to be able to move into these modes without having to, like,
Yeah, like, if you leave it on just by itself, it should get bored and just do things.
Yeah.
On its own accord.
And then if I walk up to it and I bring a Go table, it should be like, all right, let's play. And I don't need to, like, hit a button to be like, oh, let's play a game mode, or click another button and be like, let's talk mode. Like, it should just know these things.
Yeah.
It should be self kind of regulating, as it were. I think they're writing these laws, honestly, for self-driving cars.
But what about the one that says it can't look sad?
I don't know why that's probably one of the lawmakers, like you said, watched, like, iRobot a little too many times and was like, I'm getting in on this law.
This is dangerous.
It needs to not look sad, because I saw iRobot and the sad robot is murdersome or whatever, even though that's not what actually happened in the movie. But
there was also one of the laws was that all the robots need to have a kill switch, which, all electronic devices should, but...
You could turn it off whenever? Okay, so here's the other problem, right? If we're giving robots rights, like person rights, then we're also saying that it has certain unalienable rights or whatever, but we can murder it whenever we want. Like, something about that just doesn't...
Like, we need to establish this as a human, as a person, with rights, but one of the laws is that we need to be able to kill it
whenever we want, yeah. It's just something...
without discrimination.
Like, there's some kind of, like, mental incongruity there. Like, there's some problem in their thinking.
Yeah, like, we need to establish this as an electronic person, but it's not allowed to look sad.
And we can kill it whenever we want. Like, there's something... Somebody isn't, like, thinking this all the way through. There's some, like, problem, There's some mental incongruity there, I think. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know.
Do you know what I bet this is? I bet you there's some, like, really far away Eastern European country that is, like, really bored right now with their laws.
They're
like, you know what? We're going to be relevant.
Yeah, or they're like, let's get ahead of the game with the robot stuff. Let's draft this shit now.
Yeah, it's like a village in Slovenia or something.
Yeah, and they just watch, like, old science fiction movies all day, really bad ones. That's all they do.
They're going to set the precedent for AI.
For robot laws, AI laws.
For robot laws, yeah.
But no, seriously, with, like, the self-driving car stuff, that gets kind of hairy, though, if you think about it, right?
Laws. As far as accountability and who's responsible.
Yeah, like the ethical question of who's responsible. And, like, if there's a car going down the road, I think about this a lot, because it's like, I don't know, it's a problem that, like, they're not really solving. But it's going to be a problem. Like, if a self-driving car's driving down the road, right, and there's a car in front of it, right, and that car, like, slams on its brakes for whatever reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's also a self-driving car, maybe it's a person, whatever. The car that is driving has a choice to make, right? They could either slam on their brakes and probably, tail end it, hit it.
Yeah.
Or they could swerve. But then, imagine if there's, a person or another car in the lanes next to them, on the sidewalk or something, or a bicyclist or whatever. Then they have to make this quick, ethical calculation of, okay, is it best for me to swerve and endanger somebody else, or brake and endanger myself and the person in front of me? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And my passenger.
And my passenger, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's I don't know what to do. And then the other thing is, does the car prioritize third parties, that are not involved in, does it prioritize, pedestrians or cyclist safeties over their own passengers, or does it prioritize their own passenger? Because if it prioritizes their own passenger, there could be some situations where it mows down a bunch of
50 people.
To protect whoever is in the passenger seat, right? So it's and not that it shouldn't prioritize its passenger, because it's a consumer product, and people aren't going to buy it if it's oh yeah, we'll kill you if we need to protect somebody. But there's no there's no easy answer there.
Okay, so there's a robot car and it's driving along in California, and there's a fork in the road.
Okay.
On the right side of the fork is a bunch of scarecrows. On the left side of the fork is a bunch of humans. It's the same thing to a robot.
Yes, it'll identify them. They'll both look like humans to it.
So what is the robot going to do?
I think it will go. If I'm keeping up with the news of how Google is ethicizing they're adding the protocols in, I think it'll go with whoever's the least, if side A has 6 people and side B has 5, it's gonna go with 5. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if there are more scarecrows than humans,
then it's fine.
No, it's bad because it's gonna kill the humans. But if there's more humans than scarecrows, it's all right, we'll murder some scarecrows now, because it doesn't know. I think that's how it would do it, but I don't know. That's a really mathematical way of thinking about ethics, though. I don't like that way at all.
Yeah, it's not a good way to think about ethics.
If we're getting philosophical here, that is an awful way of thinking about if your worldview is just I'm gonna save the most people or whatever. That's no. That way, if that was the case, there could be a mass murderer running down the road, with a knife or something, right? And it could be I don't want to run over the mass murderer, and it swerves and hits a dog or something. I'd rather it, you know what I mean? But, a computer can't make that ethical. There's too many variables there. We as humans aren't thinking about it as oh, that's one person and that's 2, so I'm going to save the 2 and sacrifice the 1. We don't think about it like that.
Okay, so I was reading on the news semi-recently, and I think we talked about this while we were together over Christmas, but there was a self-driving car that the human passenger was decapitated and the car kept driving, and it kept driving a while. It got to the destination with a decapitated man.
How did it? Wow. How did it do that?
The car didn't know that the man was decapitated.
See, that's the problem. It doesn't really
it didn't
know.
think anything was wrong.
That's the problem that I don't think people realize about computers. They don't know anything. They know nothing. If something goes wrong and the computer misses the thing that went wrong, they'll just continue to operate like nothing is wrong. And
Yes.
I imagine this is how the war in Terminator starts. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's this snowball effect where the robots are everything's fine, and there's mass hysteria everywhere, right? And they're everything's fine because my program doesn't say that if there's an explosion there's a problem. It just says if my driver's in trouble there's a problem, but my driver's fine right now, even though he might be dead, but his butt is still on the seat, so the pressure sensor is assuming that he's fine. And then there's just a giant snowball effect where every robot thinks everything's cool, but the world is exploding, you know what I mean? And they're well, everything's fine, I'm reading the vitals of my guy or whatever.
And if a robot does make a mistake, once a robot makes one mistake, it can't make another correct mistake until it's turned off and back on again. Like, there's no such thing as recovering from a mistake if you're a robot.
No, and that's why, and people should know this because they use computers every single day, right? And whenever a computer crashes, you might ask yourself, well, why couldn't it just recover from that? And a lot of times the answer is because it made a mistake, and then, there's no getting back from that. And it just literally had to turn itself off to rectify what happened. So, I don't know. People don't realize the robots have, there's no context. AI has no context of what's going on. They're just using their input they're getting. And if the programmer that programmed them forgot a couple inputs that might be necessary, the robot just won't even be aware of that, And be like, oh.
Yeah, a person might drive good 90% of the time and the other 10% of the time make mistakes, but that 10% of the time they're making mistakes, they'll correct the errors as they go.
They'll make a mistake and then they'll be like, all right, I need to be better now.
Yeah, a robot might be 99.9% of the time driving good, but that 0.01% of the time it makes a mistake is going to be an ugly mistake.
It's making mistake after mistake.
It's gonna crash into someone. It's gonna put the foot on the gas, and it's gonna just.
No, it turns. It turns the wrong way. The map has not been updated, right? So it turns into an off ramp that doesn't exist anymore. It careens over into a mall, and then it just starts plowing through everyone in the mall. But according to its map, the car is on the road. It's fine, and it's this is cool, everyone. And it doesn't know that there's anything wrong because it thinks that it's fine. It thinks it's on the road. It made one mistake and everything else is kaput.
Turn right at fork in the road and it just plows through 50 more people in the mall.
It's fine. It's fine. That's my fear of robots and self-driving cars. I don't know. There's gonna have to be some big safety features in this thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when I do get one, I'm gonna. I'll probably have one whenever it comes. Whenever.
Yeah, I'll want one.
But I'm gonna
I want to test
the first year or two at least. I'm gonna sit in that passenger seat. And I'm gonna be awake the whole. I'm not going to sleep. I am being. I want to override if I need to. It's scary.
People will probably say that a simple solution is, if the car feels a bump, it needs to just come to a stop. It's not that simple. Because coming to a stop can be just as bad as...
That's the other thing, right? There's so many variables, and as a human, you're making split-second decisions based on life experience. Robots don't have any life experience. Their life experience is only what their programmers have decided that is relevant to them, which we don't actually know what life experiences are relevant to us as drivers. All of our life experiences are relevant, I've lived 29 years or whatever. That all accumulates into how I approach a problem when I'm driving or anywhere else. A robot doesn't have any of that. It just knows what its programmers have told it, and if the programmer forgot some important things, tough luck,
Or if there was a mistake, inputting a certain thing.
What was I just going to talk about? What did you say right before that? I feel like I had a point.
So robots. If they're wrong once, they don't correct their mistakes.
Yeah, you said something right before that, and I forgot what it was.
Okay, so if there is a thing where if it detects a collision, it immediately comes to a stop.
Yeah, the bump thing. The problem with that, right, is there's some situations when you're driving where it's safest to just ride through a barrier or whatever. Not that you should run over somebody, but if there's something in the road. And stopping or braking and swerving is a lot of times a lot more dangerous than just plowing through it. And granted, plowing through it is bad, but plowing through it and applying the brakes slowly is a lot safer than swerving out of the way or stopping really fast and getting all the cars behind you to ram into you.
Yeah, for example, in Florida, we frequently have flooded roads, and when you hit a giant puddle in your car, it sort of feels like an impact. It would set off a pressure sensor.
Yeah.
But if you stop in the middle of a puddle, your engine is going to die.
Yeah.
Because it'll get flooded.
Yeah.
You're much better off just driving through it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Robots are going to need all this information.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you there's stuff they'll forget to give them relevant information for. And there'll just be a lot of patches You know, of like, oh, we forgot this thing. And in the meantime, while they figure out all the important things for a car to know, there's going to be a lot of accidents. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, you know?
Okay, yeah, like, think about Austin. You have a lot of roads that are on top of other roads.
Yes.
Through, like overpasses
shit.
and...
Yeah.
It's like a spaghetti city.
Mm-hmm.
Cars and satellite GPS units cannot detect height.
Like, at all.
It doesn't know which of the roads that you're on.
No.
So you can get stuck in infinite loops.
It frequently thinks, my GPS thinks that I'm, like, on a highway when I'm not on the highway. I'm, like, under it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could just be like, oh, we're good. And then it'd be like, oh, keep going around in the circle forever or whatever.
Yeah, your GPS could think that you're on one road, could see that you're suddenly on another road, and could think that your car flipped or something,
And meanwhile, you're asleep, you know, because
you went off the road.
You're taking a nap because you're going into work, and you wake up, you know, 10 hours later or something, and you're like,
and you're riding around in a circle.
Yeah, or you're in the middle of a ditch because you ran out of gas and careened off the road or something. I don't know. You know, you're in Nevada randomly. You're like, where
there's
did
a lot
that
of
go?
problems.
There are a lot. There are a lot. Okay, we talked about AI for a while, but that's good. You want to get into some quick questions, and then we'll, like I said, we're calling this pretty early show because we're gonna do.
Okay, yeah, let's do a few questions.
Later. Do you have any today? If you don't, I have like 5.
I don't have any.
Okay.
I was busy with the eagle.
The eagle has landed. Oh,
I mean, we're still live.
Did you send that tweet? Did you tweet it like?
Yeah, I think I tweeted it.
Did you say the eagle has landed though?
Oh, should I say that now?
No, it's fine. For
Okay, no, I should-
next time, the eagle has landed. That's like our call sign for like the podcast going live.
Got it.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense to me.
Okay, quick one. What movie changes the plot if you add an R somewhere in the title? Pick your favorite movie, or just any movie that you like.
Okay, Searbiscuit. Let's make it Searbiscuit.
I feel like we've talked about Searbiscuit before. But that's
Have
fine.
we?
Searbiscuit, like SEAR biscuit?
Yes, like you're searing the biscuit in the cast iron
So
skillet.
Searbiscuit is about a cook, an aspiring cook, right? Because every movie needs an aspiration role character.
Maybe this is a food TV original,
Series, like a Food Network thing.
a Food Network original movie on the life of a celebrity chef.
Yeah. Who likes biscuits a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of one in particular, but we talk about her all the time.
Guy Fieri? Oh, who is it? Who is it?
Paula Deen.
Paula Deen. We don't talk about Paula Deen that much. Oh, yeah, see, because she makes biscuits. She likes Southern cooking.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's searing the biscuits.
She's searing the biscuits.
What would a seared biscuit taste like?
Probably good? Question mark.
I don't think it would cook all the way through.
Yeah, like if you had just a raw biscuit and threw it in a pan.
Like, because when you sear like a steak or a tuna, like you sear, like the top and the bottom are cooked, and then the middle is like raw. So a seared biscuit would be like golden brown on the outside and like dough.
Raw. That's how I like it. I like my biscuits nice and rare.
It'd be like doughy in the middle. This sounds like a hipster restaurant, Searbiscuit.
Yeah.
Where they have a lot of raw foods.
Yeah, and their specialty is Searbiscuit.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, but the dough is not made with like ingredients that would make you sick when they're raw. It's just like natural dough, like made without eggs, raw eggs. You know, it's like vegan or something. I don't know.
It sounds gross.
Well, yeah. Searbiscuit. Can I ask you why the movie's called Seabiscuit for a second?
The horse's name is Seabiscuit.
I understand that, but why is Seabiscuit a name? Like, why is that?
I can't answer that.
Like,
it's a horrible name.
What is a Seabiscuit?
It sounds gross.
Is it like a real thing? Because if I
don't-
Google Seabiscuit, I'm just going to see the movie, you know?
Yeah,
Do you understand my question here?
I understand. This is something that's bothered me ever since I heard about that horse.
So you've thought about this before.
Yeah, I've thought about why did they name the horse
So
Seabiscuit.
this is like a historical problem that you've had before.
Yes.
Well, like, maybe there's like a sea. Like, I could think of like a sea creature that might be called a Seabiscuit.
But why how does the horse relate to the sea creature that looks like a biscuit?
Because like there's sea cucumber. That's a thing, right? Sea cucumber.
Yeah, but that's not like a horse thing.
I'm starting like high level here, and then working.
Okay, all right. So we've got sea
We've got
cucumbers.
sea cucumber. So someone is like, oh, that's a sea cucumber, and then they find like a biscuit-shaped animal in the ocean, and they're like, that. Well, there's a cucumber. It looks like a biscuit. I'm gonna call it a sea biscuit. So now we have a sea biscuit, and
it's like a sand dollar.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, right?
I don't think that's.
Sand dollars kind of look like sea biscuits, like biscuits. The biscuit of the
yeah, like a tea biscuit, sort of.
Yeah, like a British version.
Maybe that's what it is then.
So, okay. So, the guy who discovered sea biscuits named them, and then someone else was like, dude, those are sand dollars. Like, we already have a name for them. They're called sand dollars. They're not sea biscuits. But the guy was really into the name sea biscuit. He, like, liked it a lot. Fast forward, like, 20, 30 years. He's old. He inherited a bunch of money or something. He buys a horse, and out of respect for his old marine biology roots, he names the horse Searbiscuit.
I like it.
Yeah, I think that's the word.
It's sort of like whimsical. It reminds him of the olden times.
Yeah. And he really liked the name. Is it ever explained in the movie?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Tobey Maguire's in that, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He got really skinny for that.
Oh yeah, he got like jockey skinny.
Yeah.
It
kind of reminds me of Citizen Kane. Like, it's no worse a name than Rosebud.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Rosebud's more sensical, though.
I mean, Seabiscuit makes sense when you explain it like you did.
If it exists, but it doesn't exist. Like, I'm just assuming it exists.
Like, that's definitely not why the horse is
That's not why it's named Seabiscuit. There isn't an old marine biologist man who named a sea dollar Seabiscuit, and then later in his life he bought a horse and named it the same thing. Like, that's not actually what happened.
But yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, what would be a terrible ice cream flavor?
Do you have one in mind?
Seabiscuit.
Yes.
Not the horse, the actual sea creature, but also both of them.
Like, it would never be a good flavor. Is the point?
It would be. It's a mix. It's a mix of horse and sand dollar
and Seabiscuit.
Yum. Yeah, like any way you think of it, it's not a good.
It's never gonna be a good flavor.
I feel like this is a terrible question because like any gross thing is a terrible flavor of ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on Iron Chef once they made trout ice cream. That sounds like real gross.
For real?
Yeah, they did.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. It sounds nasty.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I don't know why, but have you noticed that like trout is like the go-to like gross flavor for things? Like trout in and of itself is fine. Like if you eat it as like a fish, you know, like it's fine.
Yeah.
But like it's the go-to flavor for like weird things. Like I've heard of like trout like flavored like candy or something. I don't remember. Like, there's multiple things, and I don't know why they go to trout. Like, why pick trout?
Yeah, why not salmon?
Why not anything that isn't trout? Like, I don't understand. It's so random. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if they wanted to make weird ice cream on, like, Iron Chef, they could have picked, like, I don't know, something that doesn't work with ice cream, like, potato ice cream.
Yeah, that.
You know,
I don't know. That might be okay.
Like it wouldn't be good, but it would at least it wouldn't be good. Trout ice cream. Like, why did you pick trout ice cream? It's like You're not. We don't make like meat ice cream. We don't make steak ice cream and chicken ice cream. But instead of that, they're like, oh, we don't want meat ice cream. We're gonna go one step further. We're gonna go trout ice cream. Like we're gonna go all the way to fish.
I kind of get what he was thinking. Like with seafood and trout, sometimes you make like a bisque or like a cream-based stew, and cream is sort of like ice cream. And
you're really reaching there.
That's a big stretch.
So if they wanted to do like a cream bisque kind of thing, then make like tomato ice cream. That is 100 million times more sensible because they have like tomato bisque, right, and like tomato soup.
Yeah, it would still be bad, but it wouldn't be trout.
But some people would like tomato ice cream.
Yeah.
It's a lot more
I
lighter
wouldn't.
of a flavor. I wouldn't either, but I would try it. I would not even smell trout ice cream.
Trout too, like you can't dissolve. Trout is not soluble in cream.
Like there's gonna be like chunks of trout.
There's gonna be trout in your ice cream.
Like how do you resolve that? Like you don't. It's just like you eat it and you're like, what am I eating here? Like there's a piece of something in my ice cream, and they're like, oh, that's just ice or something.
That's just the trout.
And you're like, no, it's chewy, it's weird, and they're like, oh, it's probably the trout. The what? The what now? I feel like you wouldn't taste the trout until you got like a chunk of it.
Oh, I think you'd taste the trout. Trout is a pretty strong flavor.
I don't even know what trout tastes like.
It tastes like fish.
I know what fish tastes like, but I can't like imagine the flavor of trout. Like
It's a pretty strong tasting fish.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had herring or like mackerel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a.
I mean,
Trout has a flavor.
I've had trout, but I just can't like queue up like, oh, there's the trout flavor. Like I can't think about it like that. So you think trout ice cream tastes like trout?
I think you'd taste the trout.
If you've ever had trout ice cream,
I've never.
let us know. I'm asking her.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, viewers/listeners.
Oh, we can say viewers now. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, I mean there might be someone watching this Eagle stream that we're commenting over.
Probably not, but you never know. Yeah, if you've tried trout ice cream, I wouldn't want to know. Because I would like to know what it tastes like. Like, I want to know if it tastes like trout or if it just tastes like ice cream with chunks of trout in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think the base is like vanilla and they just throw trout in there?
Oh no. Oh.
Well, I mean, what else are they going to do, right?
They could do like lemon or something.
No. I feel like most ice cream they use like vanilla as a base and then they add stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's true, but just the thought of vanilla ice cream with trout.
So, do you think trout ice cream would be sweet at all, or do you think it would? Like, I mean, that's a good question, right? Like,
I mean, when I think of ice cream, I think sweet.
Sure, but like, do you put sugar in trout ice cream?
I wouldn't make trout ice cream.
But if you had to, gun to your head, make trout ice cream, would you put sugar in it?
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't feel good about it, but...
See, I wouldn't. I would try to get it to be the most neutral trout flavor I can get. You know what I mean?
But that would be horrible.
Well, it would at least taste like trout.
Just think of, like, boiled trout. That's what the ice cream would be.
I don't want to mix trout with ice cream flavor, though. I don't want that to happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want it to taste as neutrally trout as possible. Because I don't want to think I'm eating ice cream at the same time.
Yeah, I would probably do, like, some kind of, like, really strong, spicy flavored cream sauce, maybe. So that you couldn't taste the trout.
Like
All
cinnamon,
you would taste...
Cinnamon.
No, like Tabasco.
In ice cream?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just so you couldn't taste the fishiness of the trout.
At all. Like, you couldn't taste the trout at all.
Yeah, like, all you get is Tabasco and maybe horseradish.
I would eat Tabasco ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, it's like eating oysters. I mean, do people really enjoy the taste of oysters?
No, I don't.
I mean, I do, but a lot of people, you know, they
like how you
they like the hot sauce and the
rhetorically, like no one likes oysters, and then you're like, oh yeah, I do, though.
I sort of do.
But you just asked the question as if everyone hated oysters. You know?
I think a lot of people do.
No, I think most people don't like oysters. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you'd make like a Tabasco trout.
Yeah, Tabasco horseradish.
Yummy.
The same thing they do with oysters.
Sounds so good.
It might sell.
Because with oysters, they have to disguise the oyster flavor.
Yes.
People eat it. I think it would sell, trout ice cream. I think people would be like, that's really weird, I'm going to buy that.
Then they'd never buy it again,
well, yeah,
but they'd buy it
but
once.
Who cares? Like, the business model isn't sustainable. It's just like a one-off, quick buck kind of thing, you know? Like,
Yeah,
hey,
it'd be a special.
Yeah, we got trout, like Ben and Jerry, like throws it out there, like trout ice cream. It's like a month, like limited to like 1 month, you know? Everyone buys it, they make like millions of dollars, and then they're like, well...
It's got like a trout on the... on the... on the container.
I imagine like a dead, like it's like out of the water, and it's like one of its eyes is like looking at you, you know, as you like seeing it or whatever.
I'm imagining like a cartoon, like he's like winking at you, and he's like, "Hey."
So like the tuna guy, like the like the Charlie.
Yeah, the Star-Kissed tuna. Yeah, that guy.
So like that, but a trout.
Yes.
What about that? Have you ever seen that like movie where the guy turns on into a fish? It's like Mr. Something or other. I don't remember what it's called. It was made in like the 50s or something. Anyway, a guy turns into a fish and he becomes like a cartoon fish. That, and I imagine something like that. You know what I mean?
It's like Animorphs, but with trout.
Sure. So,
yeah.
There's some trout on the ice cream. It's an anthropomorphized kind of trout, like he's standing up on his flippers or whatever.
Yeah, do you remember those Animorphs novels?
Yeah,
from when you were kids? So there would be like a picture of their target audience, which I guess is just like it's like a kid.
And it's morphing.
And it's morphing into a trout.
And then but the end of it is like it's like a upright trout, like he's standing up and it's like winking at you.
Yeah, and he's like winking at you.
And then and
he has a top hat.
And he has a top hat and a monocle. But hold on.
Yes.
He's holding a fishing line with a trout on it.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. See?
The message is that if you eat the ice cream, you'll gain the superpowers of a trout.
Yes. And then you'll never want to eat the ice cream again. Yeah, but I think it would sell for a little while. Ben & Jerry's presents the Trout. It would need like a better name than just Trout ice cream. Trout cream. Something like that. What's so funny?
Trout cream doesn't sound good.
Exactly. No word combination with trout and ice cream is going to sound good. So I think trout cream.
Rowdy Trout.
Rowdy Troutie.
Yeah, Rowdy Trouty ice cream, because he's like rowdy. He has a cowboy hat. Right?
Lasso, yes, and he's riding on a trout.
Yes. It works.
Rowdy. And that's why it's rowdy, because it has like Tabasco in it too.
Yeah.
So we got like this western kind of, southern kind of thing going on.
That's perfect.
Ben & Jerry's Rowdy Trouty. Oh my god. Alright. You wanna do one more question and then call it a day?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Oh, can't get over Rowdy Trouty. Okay. This might be too quick. Reddit, you are now half of an 80s, 90s buddy cop duo with an animal. What animal is your partner? What is the clever title for your buddy cop movie? Would you be with Rowdy Trouty? That's your buddy cop movie.
I think there would be a lot of limitations on Rowdy Trouty as a buddy cop.
You would have to carry him around in like a fishbowl.
Yeah.
He could like dive out and like smack the perp though, like with his tail.
So he has like a big attitude and he swims out of his tank sometimes and like crashes into things.
I imagine he has like a big like western mustache now.
Yeah.
He like crashes into glass.
Yeah, he has like a really thick, deep southern voice. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey.
It's kind of like Big Mouth Billy Bass, but he's a trout.
But he's rowdier.
No, I know he's rowdier.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, it's kind of like in Lethal Weapon, like Riggs, like he's kind of off the rails, a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's like that.
Yes.
And then the other person is more, older and kind of wiser and more neutral,
And there needs to be that classic scene when they're driving along and they can't decide on what music to listen to. Yeah. So the more conservative sort of, guy wants to listen
contemporary or something.
Yeah, and Rowdy Trout wants to listen to some Keith Richards or something.
Something edgier, right?
Yeah, I can't think of like what an edgy Rowdy Trout would listen to.
He would listen to like Cotton Eye Joe or whatever.
That's not a good song.
I know, but that's all he listens to. Like that's his like theme song. And he dances to it by like flopping in the car seat. That's all he wants to listen to. It gets him pumped, you know.
Yeah.
Ready for adventures. Oh my god. Alright. Well, anything else we want to touch on before we wrap this episode up? Wow, this has been a long episode. I thought we were going to do a short one, but I think the 20 minutes of whatever the hell we did in the beginning really added to it.
Hopefully that was somewhat entertaining to someone.
I think it was worth it, right?
Yeah, I mean, at least we know we can do a live broadcast later.
Okay, so we're going to try to do it later. We'll tweet about it, right?
Yeah.
So we'll let our audience of the little that there is know before we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this has been the TIMEBAT Show, episode 17 Prime. Is that right?
Yeah, episode 17 Prime.
I'm TIMEBAT.
And I'm Bat Snacks.
And remember, when you are mad,
do it like Dad?
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Oh, you switched it up.
I did. Good night, everybody.
All right, thank you for listening.
All right, I'm stopping now.